Hey guys, it's Rich's Mowers and Blowers. Psh. What do we got? What are we looking at? Well, we picked up this Craftsman here. Has a Briggs Stratton 6.25 series on it. Says the gold edition. So what makes it the gold edition? Leave it in the comments. You could win a prize if you have the right answer. Alright, so I picked this one up here. This was one of those curbside freebies. And what I had to do is just do a little quick and dirty. I threw some carburetor spray in there. And then some starter fluid. And just kept the starter fluid pushing like this, and as it kept running and it would try to stall, and then I just kept spraying starter fluid in there, and then all of a sudden it worked out whatever was in its way. So that's what I had to do with that. Now it is missing this top piece here, so there's a little plastic piece that does go over that. It did have a bag with it, so that is pretty cool. The deck overall looks in pretty good shape. This cord here is just a little tight, so when you pull this, it's almost like it wants to bind right there and pull this out. Now you can see it's pushing away like that, so that does happen. So we have to put some little WD-40 down in here. So what we're going to do is just spray that WD-40 down in there and let that travel all the way down and loosen that cable up inside there. And it has some little fix here, so this is probably what the normal handle looks like, with that little thing like that, and they've either lost it or something happened and put this bolt on there and a nut. So might be able to fix that up. And then what else did I notice? It had a little bit of gas in it, has none in it now, and the oil. So the oil is a little bit low there and kind of dark. So that's what we're here today to show you how to easily change the oil. Now let's go ahead and look underneath it real fast while we're here. So the blade actually looks pretty good. So that is the original paint on that blade. Underneath has a little bit of cleaning to do, but I'm going to say that blade is pretty new because it has that black paint still on it from the manufacturer. And these rims on here are pretty sweet looking. They got like a, I don't know, different. I haven't seen these in a while. So they are, instead of being solid, they have some style to them, which is pretty neat. Alright, so what we're going to do here is change the oil. Now this is the quickest, fastest way to change this oil. So we are going to add a little seafoam in here. I like to do that. That's optional. You don't have to. And put a little seafoam in there, and then we're going to run it for about 5 minutes. Alright, so we got that seafoam down in there. So that is optional. I just kind of like to do it. And you can see all the benefits of this motor treatment. So I put just a couple capfuls is good enough for this. Alright, so we got that oil good and hot. So let that run like that. we're going to pull this off. Get yourself a handy dandy bucket, and what you're going to do is actually just flip it over and let that oil drain out. So just like that, you flip it over. It's probably the simplest and easiest, fastest way to change your oil. Make sure you don't have a full tank of gas. And then while you're letting that oil change, you can kind of clean out your deck here. If you did want to know, this right here is the oil drain plug on some of the models. So you would take that and remove that and then drain your oil out right there. But sometimes, since this is on the bottom, it's rusty, it's hard to get out. Who has a square bit that size? And also, when you put it back in, you risk having leaks. So heating up your oil and letting it drain out, as you can see, it comes out pretty thin, pretty fast, and only takes about 10 minutes. So there we go. We got that black gold Texas tea. If you guys know where that's from. And if you get lucky, some of the models actually have on the dipstick how much oil to put in it. So just kind of look at your dipstick, and this one is one of the lucky ones, and it says 20 ounces. So we know to get 20 ounces of oil and put back in there. Now if it doesn't say on there, then read your manufacturer's book and it will tell you how much oil to put in it. But it's usually in between 16 and 20 ounces, somewhere in there. So the best way to get your oil measured out is to have one of these spares that's empty, and then you can use the side of it as a measuring table. See, it has all this nice numbers on there. So we got 20 ounces put in there from my bulk container. So I buy it in like the 5 gallons, and we just refill one of these up to the recommended amount for each lawnmower. Nothing like some nice clean oil to put in there. And depending on how often you mow, you should do it seasonally, and you should change your oil before you put your lawnmower away for the winter, if you're in that winter category. So that's what you do, and then it'll be all ready for spring when you start up your lawnmower. So let's go ahead and put that dipstick in and measure it out. And there we have it, right up to the full mark. Look at that nice clean oil. And that is how easy it is to change your oil. Hey, thanks for watching Rich's Mowers and Blowers. Psh! And this is the quickest, easiest, fastest way to change the oil. Hey, if you guys enjoyed this, hit that subscribe button. If you're not already subscribed, hit that bell icon. Get notified every time there's a new video.